Well, this week in Britain, the multicultural left have had their knickers in a twist because the Prime Minister dared to criticise their sacred ideology. In fact, he did more than criticise it, he condemned it outright as a failure, and about time too. However, I think he let them off rather lightly given the actual scale of the crime, so allow me to add a few further notes to Mr. Cameron's remarks. Multiculturalism would be a good thing if it was what it pretends to be, which is a society where everyone is equally respected and mutually enriched. What could be better? In practice, however, it means everybody has to focus on Islam. It means everybody has to worry about what Islam might think about this or that aspect of life and adjust their perspective accordingly, never the other way round. Have you noticed? And this is a problem we have with a whole host of very positive sounding words that have become multicultural words in that they no longer mean what they say. These words now have a sugar coating and a poison centre. Diversity, for example. Who could fail to be enriched by genuine diversity? In practice, however, diversity means everybody has to focus on Islam. It means everybody has to worry about what Islam might think about this or that aspect of life and adjust their perspective accordingly, never the other way round. Tolerance is another word with a rosy multicultural glow about it, even if those who like to wallow in the language of tolerance are often the least likely to exhibit any. And this is because tolerance actually means everybody has to focus on Islam. It means everybody has to worry about what Islam might think about this or that aspect of life, and it's the same story right the way down the list. Respect, everybody focus on Islam. Community cohesion, Islam again. Bridge building, mutual understanding, everybody focus on you-know-who. Cultural awareness, you've guessed it. Would you like a crash course now in cultural awareness? Here it comes. Islam should get whatever it demands. All criticism of it is racism. That's it. You are now as culturally aware as you will ever need to be. Isn't that reassuring? The word multiculturalism only exists because of the religion of peace. It was invented to cushion the fact that Islam dominates, it doesn't integrate. We've had different cultures living side by side in Britain for years before this religion came along, but it was only then they had to coin this euphemism to hide the unpleasant truth and to soften us up for the inevitable incessant demands for separate standards and special treatment. Some people call it stealth jihad, and if you'd like to see an example of it, up close and personal, just check your dinner plate. If you live in Britain and if you eat meat, you're eating the barbarism of halal without being told about it. It's everywhere now. Supermarkets, hospitals, schools, sporting venues. You can't get away from it, even if you want to. Halal is a guarantee that the animal you're eating died slowly, in pain and terror, choking on its own blood. Because you won't be surprised to hear that Islam's treatment of animals is every bit as brutal and disgusting as its treatment of human beings. Religious slaughter violates our laws on animal cruelty in Britain, but we allow it because Muslims, and Jews for that matter, insist on behaving as if it's still the Bronze Age, effectively torturing animals to death for the sake of their primitive superstitions. You can bet your life that if Christians engaged in this kind of self-indulgent cruelty, it would have been stamped out a long time ago. As it's not economically viable to process this meat separately, and as there can be no compromise with Islam because that might cause offence, heaven forbid, it goes without saying that everybody has to do it the Muslim way. Supermarkets are refusing to label this stuff. They don't want people to know what they're buying because they know that if they did, they wouldn't buy it. And the government, Mr. Cameron's government, is letting them get away with this. And it means that if you live in multicultural Britain, you are having Islam literally shoved down your throat. How does it taste? Does it taste like peace?